Hey guys, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my teeny tiny little kitchen. So today's video is going to be all about small kitchen storage solutions. So I'm going to kind of at some point give a small little tour of my kitchen and show how I manage to keep my small space organized and functional for myself. I'll also kind of go over some tips and some hacks for ways to keep your space organized, even though I've not chosen to do those specific things myself. I do have other areas of storage in the home, and I will also go over that when we get to that part of the video. So yeah, if you'd like to see how I keep my kitchen organized and functional, then just keep watching. So my first tip in keeping your small space organized is the use of storage bins in any space, especially your kitchen. If you did watch my pantry organization video, then you already know how much I appreciate storage bins. So first off, things like Tupperware. I have two things for Tupperware. This one's more for like produce savers and things like that. I have several in here, and I just have everything stacked up inside one another. Makes it really easy to just pull it straight out of the cabinet without knocking things down from behind it and things like that. It just makes it so much easier. As well as this one here, I have all of my Tupperware stacked up in this container. Another thing that I like to do is take small snacks out of their boxes and packaging and place them into an easy grab box. I pack my lunches for work, as does my husband most of the time, so I do have like a grab bag for my oatmeal, my bars, my fruit snacks because I'm a child and I love fruit snacks, some crackers, things like that. So again, this is easy to just throw up in the cabinet, pick something out to throw in the lunch bag, and also get rid of all the bulky packaging within the cabinet itself, and just makes it much more condensed. In addition to storage containers, if you don't want to go that route, or if you don't have as many Tupperware containers as I do, you can always store the containers within themselves. So like this is a set that I have. I do have one more piece to this that's a little bit larger. So when that's clean, this will just go straight into that larger bin. All the lids are composed within one another, and it just makes it, again, super easy to just grab right out of the cabinet, pick which size you need, and everything is condensed to one small area. So this is one of my bottom cabinets, and it's one of the main cabinets that I have with the storage bins, only because they're so deep and it's so hard to reach all the way in the back to grab something, like I had mentioned before, without knocking everything down in front of it. So this is what I mean by being able to just pull everything out at once, and it just makes it so easy. All you have to do is shift around a couple little storage bins. Another thing that I do have in this cabinet are all of my mixing bowls. I just have them stacked within each other, the lids on top, and then I have a couple cake pans. I have this larger one here, and then the smaller one's dirty. When it's clean, I'll just store that one within the larger one. This cabinet up top here we use to store like our crackers, cereal, chips, and stuff like that. So there's that bin that I was telling you, that's my quick grab bin, and up here we have all of our Mio little squeezy things in another bin, just to keep everything nice and organized up there. In this cabinet here, we do keep like our pasta up there, bread here. Up here is a whole bin full of like baking things, so sugar, flour, baking soda, cornstarch, all that fun stuff. And then I do also like to use these little containers to put some of those mainly used products in, just to kind of make it aesthetically pleasing, as well as just making it easy to grab and less messy. This little rack is actually one of my favorite storage solutions. I obviously use it for my pot lids. I got it, I think, at Walmart for just a few dollars, but you could also use this to store like frying pans, cookie sheets, really anything that you would want to utilize your vertical space in your cabinets, just to kind of keep everything condensed and hold it together. Because yeah, before I had this thing, these little lids were just all over the place. I would pull one out, the rest of them would fall out over top of each other, and it just drove me crazy. So definitely a good hack for small kitchen storage. So this is a little cabinet where I have that rack. Obviously it makes sense to keep it next to my pots. Some cutting boards next to that. And then I just have a couple little like pizza pans, sheet pans, baking pans, little knickknacks in the back, and then also my rolling pin and my oven mitts. All these things are right next to my oven, so it just makes sense to have all of this right here in my food prep space. So we do have this nice set of cabinets here with 3 shelves. A main issue that I have is I am very, very short. So another hack that I have is the use of Lazy Susans. So that way I don't have to get on a stool to reach whatever is all the way in the back of the cabinet. I just put all of my cans on the Lazy Susan. I can spin it around and grab what was just in the back. Same thing for down here. I have like oil and spice things, honey, yada yada on there. And then there's actually enough space on the side that I can put a couple extras there. I have like dressings and stuff that aren't opened yet that don't have to go in the refrigerator. And then again, the use of those little containers at the top. I have my rice in one and quinoa in another. Another storage solution for any kitchen, small or large, is the use of drawer organizers. Obviously these things are good for pretty much anywhere in the home, desks especially. I love these little bamboo trays. It just kind of adds a little extra aesthetic to the kitchen. Even though I have the least aesthetically pleasing kitchen in the world, I love this drawer. So yeah, bamboo organizer for the silverware. I have just a little extra bin over here for just a couple extra knives, as well as reusable straws and corks in case we ever need those. And then just some quick grab pens and markers and things like that to keep in the kitchen is nice as well. So another tip that I have for you to keep your space organized is to make use of storage space that you do have, whether it be in your kitchen or not. I'm lucky enough to have a couple other places in the home where I'm able to store some of the bigger items that I don't need in my kitchen at all times. Now I probably could fit most of these things in my kitchen, however, I don't necessarily have to. I really, really hate clutter, so if I kept all those things in my kitchen, it would be an absolute mess and it would drive me crazy. So I'm lucky enough to have furniture pieces, so I have a coffee bar where I keep a lot of my extra things in there. I have a coat closet where I use the top shelf to keep a couple of my smaller appliances, and I also have a rack down in my basement where I'm able to keep some of my like baking equipment and things like that that I don't use very often. Again, that way everything doesn't have to be in the kitchen at all times and just causing a cluttered mess that's not necessary. So I have this little console table here in my dining room area. I did purchase this buffet, console table, whatever you want to call this thing, from Wayfair. Honestly, they probably marketed it as a TV stand. But yeah, I am a super big coffee connoisseur. So this actually gives me the opportunity to display my coffee things, my mugs, my coffee canisters, and make a really cute area out of it. And I'm not forced to just having one tiny little corner in my kitchen to keep my coffee maker or anything like that. So I'll kind of show you the inside of this thing and show you what storage solutions I have inside. So obviously one of the greatest advantages of having this little side piece of furniture is the storage space for the coffee maker itself. I do have the Ninja coffee bar. It is fairly large. If I had to store this on my kitchen counter, it would pretty much take up my entire counter space. So if you have space for an extra little piece of furniture, it is super nice to have the option to do so. Inside the cabinet here, I do have extra bags of coffee. And then up here I have like flavors and things like that, and just a couple little knickknacks for the actual coffee maker itself. So again, this is just an extra area of storage that I don't have to take up space in my kitchen with. Moving over here, lots of mugs. I am definitely a mug collector. So if I didn't have this furniture, I definitely wouldn't be able to do this in the space that I have in my kitchen. In addition to the coffee, we also have a small little supply of liquor bottles down here, as well as some wine glasses and other drink glasses, just to have on hand. That way, again, it doesn't have to be with our normal drinking glasses within our kitchen. Moving on from the kitchen, off the side of the kitchen there is a little coat closet. Now, no judgment, this is not aesthetically pleasing at all, but it is just a nice little hideaway area. Obviously we keep our trash in here, recyclables, vacuum, like little things like that. And it's right off of the kitchen. So up here I do have a shelf where I keep some of our smaller appliances, or I guess more so medium appliances. I do have an air fryer, a pressure cooker, and a waffle maker. So yeah, just things that would absolutely suck to have to store in my tiny little kitchen. I have just an extra little shelf, and again, it's right off the kitchen, so it's super easy to just go from here and grab that out of the coat closet. So last bit of external kitchen storage. I do have this industrial shelf down in my basement where I'm able to keep some extra things. So like our dehydrator down there, a margarita bucket, some extra wine glasses, a cake tin thing, and then I do have a tote full of extra things like serving trays, spoons, pie tins, so things that I don't need at all times, really just for like get-togethers and anytime I have anybody over for dinner or anything like that. And then this beverage dispenser thing that we had from our wedding. So again, like I said before, it's just really nice when you have some extra storage solutions for those items that don't need to be in your kitchen at all times. That way they can be stored away and you can come and get them as you need to, but they're not in the main area, just taking up space and cluttering even more so. I also do use the inside of my oven for some storage. I just have a couple cookie sheets in here as well as some cupcake tins. These aren't usually in here. They're actually usually down in that container that I have downstairs. I did just make some little cheesecake bites though. And then down here, some people may not know, this is actually a warming tray, but I do keep all of my frying pans as well as my saucepans down here. Another idea for storage space is above your refrigerator if you do have space up there. I just keep my lunchbox. If I did not have the coat closet where I could store my air fryer, my pressure cooker and all that, I would probably put those on top of my refrigerator to keep them out of my cabinets. Another thing you can do is the use of wall space. Now I don't have to, like I showed you, I have plenty of other solutions. Instead of this little decorative item here, I could hang a rack up there, I could hang shelves, whatever it may be. A rack, like a pegboard, things like that are really nice to hang up pots and pans, the lids, things like that to keep them, again, out of your cabinets, and you can use your nice vertical space to do so. Okay, so under the sink storage, pretty simple. I just have several bins in here with all of my cleaning supplies that I use downstairs. I'm good on space, but again, there's so much space just open here that if I wanted to, I could put some sort of rack system down there to where I could stack storage on top of one another, or I could even use the inside of the cabinet door here. I could put in like some sort of shelving unit. I could put like an over the door rack, really just to kind of hold things up above and suspended into that open area. I've even seen where people have taken curtain rods from one end of the cabinet to the other. That way they can take like the nozzle of cleaning bottles up over that rod. That way some of the things are suspended, and again, just gives you more storage space on the shelving itself. Now I don't have the most counter space by any means, but one storage solution is actual countertop storage. So if you don't have enough room in a drawer or whatever for your utensils, your spoons, spatulas, things like that, you can always use a canister to store those up here. If anything, it just makes it aesthetically pleasing if you get a cute one. A produce bowl is nice. Again, it's really cute. Also, it keeps your produce out of your refrigerator, out of your cabinets, and just makes a nice little display on your countertop. And last solution I have is just this little bin on top of my microwave. Don't usually keep these here. If anything, I'll keep my ring or whatever in here whenever I'm doing dishes, but it is a nice addition to storage if you know I need to. If I have some extra bread or anything like that, I can always just stick that right into that little canister there. So my last bit of advice for small space storage solution is just to declutter regularly. You know, holding on to those things that we're no longer using anymore doesn't do anybody any good. It's just taking up space and again, cluttering our areas. So, you know, we all like to bring new things in. When you do so, if there's something that you're no longer using or it's broken, whatever it may be, get rid of it, donate it, sell it, whatever you have to do just to make more space for yourself. Again, with the things that you're not using. Another thing to declutter, I guess, is your refrigerator and your food in your cabinets anyway. So just kind of going through regularly, checking expiration dates and getting rid of the food that is no longer good. That way, that as well is not taking up space in your cabinets. Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that if anything, I helped inspire you to do some organizing of your own, or at least given you some ideas of some storage solutions for your own space. Let me know below if anything did inspire you, and I'll see you next time.